7:47 left in the third quarter, 2nd down and 1. Nicholas Sheehan looking to the left side of the line of scrimmage. He points out something defensively. So 2nd and short, ball at the 42. A pump fake, throw over the middle, wide open, catch made. Jack Tomlinson is inside the 30, down to the 27, tackled by Devontae Greer.
Well, games are won or lost by those halftime adjustments, and clearly Bluffton are making the right adjustments, whatever they talked about at the half, and they're doing this without Fox in the backfield. Very impressive so far here in half number 2.
You joined us late. I'm Brendan Gulick alongside Ryan McNaughton. Middle of the third quarter, 19-0 Baldwin Wallace with 7 minutes left. Scrolling to the right, throwing on the run, a touchdown attempt, it's caught. Donovan Brown on the 27-yard touchdown score. Nobody more excited than Nicholas Sheehan, and you can tell as he runs up the field to congratulate his wideout. Nice throw on the run, but a better catch.
Yeah, beautiful pass. Kevin Krakoa had very nice coverage there for Baldwin Wallace. It was just a perfectly placed pass.
It's a 19-6 ball game. Middle of the third quarter, on for the extra point, Jordan Watkins. Holder will be the quarterback, Sheehan. Snap is back, ball is down, the kick is on its way, and good. Well, the Beavers have come up with an answer. It's a 19-7 ball game. 7 minutes and 2 seconds left in the third quarter. Easily their best scoring drive of the game. Entering that drive, Sheehan had, he hadn't really done much offensively all day, but a couple of really impressive passes now on the day, 11 for 20 for 111 yards. That was a 4-play, 64-yard drive that ends in a Bluffton touchdown. And it was basically all through the air. A 13-yard pass to Siefker, a 9-yard pass to Roberson, a 15-yard pass to Tomlinson, and then the 27-yarder for the score. So 4 consecutive completions on the drive, and it's put Bluffton on the board.
Well, really for the first time today now, Brendan, it's time for Baldwin Wallace to kind of answer something that Bluffton has done positively. So we'll see what they can do. Can this Bluffton defense that has been pretty maligned here early on in the season, can they step up a couple of times and get their offense back on the field?
Dylan Mann with the left-footed kick. It will be returned by BW from the 15. Across the 40-yard line with some space across midfield. A flag might bring this a long way back. The return is stopped all the way down. Jake O'Connor down at the 10-yard line, but a flag thrown back, sitting right now in the middle of the field at the 43. If that is a illegal block or hold, that would negate an excellent return. Well, the hold is going to go against Baldwin Wallace, number 28, Brock Hull. Hull, a sophomore from Youngstown Boardman High School.
It is never a good thing when you see an official throw a flag 25 yards in the air during special teams. That never ends well.
No, there's no doubt. That was an official that was standing, on the 35 or 40-yard line on the left side of the field for sure. So disappointing that Jake O'Connor's kick return was negated in some regard, but still decent field position. You're at the 33. First down, 10 to go for the Jacket offense, looking for an answer after the Bluffton touchdown. 19-7, Baldwin Wallace leads it. They have not scored since the 5:40 mark in the second quarter. Fake handoff, screen to the left. Wagner's got it with room. A potentially bad block there by Slack. It ends up being about an 8-yard gain. I think Slack may have gotten away with one.
You think I know. That was very fortuitous, that Slack. And Slack was just trying to play catch-up because he missed the initial block that could have sprung for something bigger, and he's just still trying to make something happen. And that's where sometimes in this game, instinct gets you in trouble. You instinctually just want to hit somebody to help your teammate, but there's just certain ways you can't hit them.
Moglen with a running back behind him. It's Reed. Jones is sidecar to the left. There'll be a blocking back, but how about that? Reed is swallowed in the backfield. What a play defensively there. That's not even a defensive lineman we've seen much of today. Jacob Huber with the stop. Huber wasn't even on the 2 deep at the start of the game. Huber with a big tackle for loss.
Well, here's the game plan for Bluffton. Pin your ears back. That's what you have to do right now. This defense has been much more aggressive here in half number 2, and you can see it on the sideline. The coaches are even jumping up and down.
That group is fired up and led over there by Eric Fox, the running back who is out of the game, and a huge sack. Oh, my goodness. Play started from the 37. It finishes at the 26, an 11-yard loss, and the Yellow Jackets will punt it. You've got a comfortable lead, but you got to be careful because this Bluffton team did not expect to come in here and be down 19-zip at the break. You mentioned that they had a good first half last week, but after having a bad second half and a bad first half, they've really turned things around.
Moglen just misread it. He had Kapfer, the tight end, open for a first down, and he pulled the ball back down, and then he got gang tackled.
Austin Smith to punt, Dustin Fisher to return. Fisher catches, actually I don't believe he touched it. He was back trying to make a awkward-looking catch and then wisely just got away from it. So Bluffton gets the ball back at the 36-yard line, and this is probably the biggest drive of the game for Bluffton. If they can get points here, even if it's a field goal, and you make this a 19-10 game, you still give yourself that feeling like you're making moves. Certainly a touchdown would make this a one-possession game and really change the culture of the way things have gone. Baldwin Wallace comes out with a 4-3 defense. Nicholas Sheehan had a perfect drive through the air last time. He starts it with a completion here, but a good open field tackle. Dan O'Brien makes the big stop. O'Brien's had a great day defensively.
Yeah, 8 tackles on the day now for O'Brien, really making his presence known. Sheehan's numbers starting to get a little better. You know, he's 12 for 21 after that horrendous first half. And the more confidence he gets, listen, he's a senior. Don't underestimate even the importance of confidence for a senior leader.
Second down, 13. Ball's on the 33. Fake handoff. Sheehan airs it out over the middle. Roberson is incomplete. He almost made his 3rd or 4th ridiculous catch of the day. I think you've probably got to say he's their best athlete.
Oh, clearly, his athleticism just jumps off the chart. Jumps off the chart. That time, Sheehan, and we've seen this a couple of times, Brendan. He's just trying to be too fine. He's trying to thread the needle where you don't necessarily have to, and he definitely tried to force something right there.
3rd down and 13. 4:06 left on the 3rd quarter clock. Baldwin Wallace showing pressure. Sheehan floats over the middle, and Bluffton begging for a penalty flag. I think they had a decent argument. Good coverage, but I don't know if Tyler Burdoff was able to totally clear himself before that pass got toward him.
Well, that's a big 3 and out, Brendan, and I'm not sure that I would have thought I'd say that after the first half, but that's a type of stand that the BW defense needed to get their confidence back.
4th down and 13. You're right, that's exactly what they needed, and Bluffton will give it back to the Jackets. Sheehan 12 for 24 in this one. Espinoza, who's had a couple of bad punts, has just added to it. Oh, man. Well, it goes out of bounds at the 45. You know, he ripped off a really good punt earlier in the game, but 3 of his punts have just been poor.
Well, he was averaging 29.5 yards per punt before that one, but that 44-yarder he had earlier really bailed him out. But like you said, you know, that's where sometimes numbers can lie. 3 of his 5 punts have really not been of quality.
So BW with about as good a field position as you could possibly hope for at the outset here of this drive. Ball's on their own 46, 1st and 10. 3:52 left in the 3rd quarter. The Jackets lead it by 12. Moglen fakes the handoff to Smith, looks to throw it deep. He's got a man open. Wagner at the 36. That is a close to a 20-yard reception. We'll see where they end up spotting it. And it looks like they'll put him down at the 33. It is a pass and catch of 21 yards.
That play action opened up all three BW wide receivers. Dunny was wide open down the seam as well, so Moglen had his choices of receivers to go to.
Slack and Wagner to the left. Jones is the wingback. Austin Smith behind the quarterback. Jones in motion. 1st and 10 from the 33. Bluffton tries to crack down up the middle, but it's Smith who's able to get there. He lost the football. The question is, did he hit the ground first? Bluffton comes up with it. The Bluffton Beavers have totally changed the momentum of this football game.
Momentum is a very precarious thing, and it for as much maligned as the Bluffton defense has been, really it's going to be up to the Bluffton defense to give this team a chance to get back into it. So a huge turn of events.
Bluffton takes over. That's their second turnover of the day. Baldwin Wallace has not had a takeaway on defense, though they have come up with a couple of 4th down stops. So -2 in the turnover margin for the Yellow Jackets this afternoon, including an interception inside the 5. Here's a reverse play that looked like it kind of blew up. Roberson is unable to cut back on the defense. He is barely able to get back to the line of scrimmage. They still got the play off, and you could see Sheehan is actually talking with Dustin Fisher. I bet you he was supposed to hand it off, and then Fisher would have given it to the receiver.
Yeah, Hayden Clark, the only offensive lineman that was out there to block, he's not going to keep up with BW defensive backs whatsoever.
So it will be 2nd down and 10 from the 31. Sheehan from the gun. Delayed handoff. This one, Dante Carroll. And Carroll with a couple of extra yards on that leap forward. He's up to the 37 on a 7-yard gain. Rather, 38 on a 7-yard gain. By the way, the only other game in the Ohio Athletic Conference this week, Capital is beating Earlham 27-6 at halftime. It's been a good start to the season for the OAC. They went 5-3 last week, including Marietta with a big win, 29-11 over Kenyon. Under 2 minutes to go in the third quarter. To the outside in the flat, a catch, but no gain. Dan O'Brien showing why he was all-conference a year ago. Devontae Thomas Wright nowhere to go after he caught it.
And that's simple field awareness, Brendan. You need 3 yards when you make your cut right at the line of scrimmage and you've got a guy as good as O'Brien covering you, you're not going to get a first down.
Well, I was hoping Bluffton would go for it because I think that could set up a make-or-break type play. But they're going to choose to play this a little bit more conservatively. 1:20 and counting in the third quarter. Baldwin Wallace leads Bluffton 19-7. It's 4th down and 3. It's a fake punt. This is the defensive end making a run around the outside, but a hold is going to bring it back. Oh, my goodness. Ryan Aelker, who is an awfully good defensive end, he's very athletic, picked up the yardage to move the sticks. You sort of had that thought maybe that was the time to run the fake punt, and Aelker just hangs his head now as the Beavers have to kick it away.
Yeah, David Henderson, the senior right guard, caught wrapping his arms around the defender, and when you're wide open in the field, you're not going to get away with it. But I'll tell you what, hey, give Bluffton credit. They were going for it. And they're still not out of it. Still plenty of time. They just need Espinoza now to get more consistent here with this punt.
So Augustin Espinoza from Arizona has come all the way across the country to play college football. The freshman boots it away. This one's a better kick. Over the middle of the field, a fair catch. And it's a BW takeover here on 46-yard line.
A 25-yard punt.
Ball was fair caught right in the middle of the field from Kyle Dunny. So we're close to the end of the third quarter. There's just 48 seconds left in the third. 19-7, Baldwin Wallace leads it by 12 points. Well, whereas that last play could have been a huge one for Bluffton, I think whatever BW can do to answer here would be equally as huge. They're going to fake the handoff, throw to Dunny on the outside. He's got a ton of room. Dunny up toward the 30, and he's finally stopped. Tackle made there for the Bluffton defense by Tyrone White.
Mike Wagner, the tight end, with a tremendous downfield block. That really sprung that play for big yardage. Great downfield blocking. And we've said that a lot this afternoon. The downfield blocking by offensive linemen, by running backs, by wide receiver, that's what makes or break a play. And BW's been very successful this afternoon.
Slack and Wagner to the right. On 1st and 10 from the 26, it's a pass to the tight end, Darryl Jones, out of the backfield. Makes a move up toward the 12-yard line. He's pushed out of bounds. That's a 14-yard gain for the Yellow Jackets on offense. And the clock will stop with 13 seconds left in the third quarter.
That's all you're asking your quarterback to do. Make your checkdowns, make your progressions. He did. He went to his third option, and it gives you big yardage. When you can be efficient as your field general, you're proving yourself to your teammates.
That will be the last play of the third quarter. 19-7, Baldwin Wallace leads Bluffton. The Beavers last year went 4-6. The Yellow Jackets went 6-4. This is the BW opener, and they're playing well here in the second half. Or rather, they're playing well this afternoon. The third quarter, though, a bit of a struggle, but they are trying to put their first points of the second half on the board as we move toward the fourth quarter. Well, today's Yellow Jacket football game is also brought to you by the Ohio Education Credit Union. Gain the advantage. The Ohio Education Credit Union offers convenience, trust, and value. Visit our locations in Cleveland, Lyndhurst, Lakewood, and Oberlin, or go online to ohioedcu.com. Build your future today.
Fans, today's BW football results and all other BW athletic results can be accessed through the university's athletics website. You found it today. You know where you're at. BWYellowJackets.com. Results are posted within an hour after most athletic events. Listen, if you haven't been on the new website, check it out. It really is great. It helps facilitate this type of technology. And as we always say, when you've got a Hall of Famer in charge of things like Kevin Ruppel, a future Hall of Famer in Jeffrey Miller, you're in excellent hands. The website's phenomenal. I love what they've done with it.
Certainly is. It's very well designed. They use Presto Sports for a lot of their stuff now. Isaac Reed, the ball carrier, to the left-hand side. He's down toward the 3. Picks up 8.5, maybe 9 yards. Hard to believe it's already football season again. The summer went so fast. Heck, I mean, what was it, like a week ago? We had a day where it was 92 degrees, and within 36 hours it was in the mid-60s. It became fall pretty quickly.
Yeah, today's one of those quintessential fall days, but you still got to pinch yourself because technically it's still summer. And for as bad as the winter was, you don't want to see summer end.
Baldwin Wallace with a 12-point lead, looking to add to it. 2nd down and 2 from the 3. Here's the second play of the fourth quarter. Moglen hands it to Reed. He cuts up the gut, stretches, touchdown. Baldwin Wallace with the score, and they go up here 25-7.
Again, give the big guys up front credit. Most of the positive yardage this afternoon been running on that right side, taking on Hemlick, taking on Kurtz, letting them move those Bluffton bodies.
Joe Simonis on for the extra point. The holder will be Tyler Moglen. Snap is put down. The kick is on its way, and good. 14:07 left in the fourth quarter. It's Baldwin Wallace 26 and Bluffton 7. And this is where BW may have put this game back in their back pocket, because now where we mentioned earlier Bluffton is not dead, BW just threw the haymaker, and Bluffton's kind of down for the count. They've got to come up with points on this drive, or else they're not going to be able to come back in this.
With your best player on the team, which is Eric Fox, your offense still really isn't built for quick scores. Without him, it makes the job that much more difficult. So Bluffton's going to have to get out of their comfort zone now, even though they do run the no-huddle, as most teams do these days. They're not built to score quickly, but they're going to have to find a way to do it now. And they've had their opportunities. Make no mistake about it. Baldwin Wallace let Bluffton back in this game. And it was a lot closer than 19-7 for much of that third quarter. The Beavers just were not able to capitalize.
Tyler Moglen, 15 of 19 for a $196 today. Isaac Reed III, 18 carries for 80 yards and a touchdown. Austin Smith, 4 carries for 36. Wagner with 4 catches for 57 to lead the way. Slack, 3 catches, 30 yards and a score. Kyle Dunny, 3 receptions for 54 yards. Those are some of the offensive leaders for BW. Kickoff down the field is a great one, and it sails into the end zone on the fly. That's a touchback. First touchback of the ballgame for either team. 14 minutes, 7 seconds left in regulation. The Bluffton Beavers take the ball back, down 19 points. Each team with a touchdown here in the second half. Baldwin Wallace got theirs right at the start of the fourth quarter after having not scored since the 5:44 mark in the second quarter.
Well, Sheehan back under center, 109 yards through the air, 24 yards on the ground. And he's going to have to really improve upon those numbers for Bluffton to get back into this thing.
He's been looking for Micah Roberson in go-to situations most of the day. Roberson, 6 catches for 28 yards. He finds him underneath. Roberson with his 7th catch. What a move to cut back up the field and pick up an extra 10 yards all the way up to the 45. That's a 20-yard pickup. And look at the Beavers get moving here for sure. They're going to get up to the line quickly. Brown, Roberson, Tomlinson, the targets. Looking that way. Trying to throw it downfield. And a miraculous catch by Jack Tomlinson. Oh my goodness. 28-yard gain down to the 27.
That is a heck of an athletic move. Again, one of those places, that's the only guy who could have caught it. But when it left the quarterback's hand, there's no way you thought he'd catch it.
1st and 10. Here's a screen to the left. Roberson with a blocker. He is down near the 20. I think his forward progress had him right about the 20-yard line. Well, obviously Bluffton needed an answer. The best thing they could do is answer quickly. And with only 13:26 left, they're running out of options if they don't answer quickly. Sheehan gets everyone lined up. Roberson to the left. Tomlinson slot on the right. They hand this one to Dante Carroll. He scoots through the middle. Picks up about 3.5 yards. Close to the first down, but I think he's about a half yard short. Baldwin Wallace leads it 26-7. 13 minutes left. 3rd down and less than a yard. Sheehan throws it. Roberson's got it. 1st down inside the 10 as he works his way toward that right sideline. It'll bring up 1st and goal.
Well, Roberson had 106 yards receiving last week. Now he's a little over 50 now, but the plays he's made have been during key critical times.
1st and goal from the 9. Sheehan throws again to the right. Roberson caught it again. He's out of bounds at the 5. Baldwin Wallace with their end zone right on their own back. How about this? Nicholas Sheehan in the first half was just 5 of 12 for 32 yards. He is now 16 of 27 for $164. Really turning things around. The senior quarterback stepping up. He'll throw again on 2nd and goal. Left side, and the play is blown dead for a false start. It would have been an incomplete pass had the play counted. I did not catch what the explanation was there. He didn't give a number. That was kind of interesting. I don't think there were 2 men in motion at one time.
A student body false start. False start, penalty on the student body.
26-7, 12:18 left. 2nd and goal, ball's on the 10. Sheehan with Dante Carroll behind him. Hard count. Fakes the handoff. He's got to hurry. He's hit as he's thrown, and the pass is incomplete. Luke Riemenschneider, the captain on defense, with great pressure.
Yeah, Sheehan did well just to throw that away. You figure Baldwin Wallace, it's time for them to kind of bring some pressure, too, to force Bluffton to really make a play happen.
3rd and goal from the 10. This is definitely 4-down territory for the Beavers. 4-receiver look. They'll bring in Connor Sheehan to slot tight to the left. Nicholas Sheehan using a lot of play clock. 13. Now he snaps it. It's caught near the goal line. Donovan Brown is just a whisker short. It'll bring up 4th and goal from the 1.
Here we go.
Well, who wants it more? BW has dominated the line of scrimmage all day. They get up to the line quickly. Carroll, the running back, goes to his right, cuts back, touchdown Beavers. Dan O'Brien read the open hole but overcommitted, and Dante Carroll was able to push it home. The Bluffton Beavers not going away, 26-13.
Brendan, you don't see many opponents make Dan O'Brien look bad. Carroll made Dan O'Brien look bad. A tremendous move inside. O'Brien read that perfectly defensively.
Extra point on its way, count it. And the score is 26-14. Bluffton Beavers in the second half have shown some offensive life. They had just 3 first downs the whole first half. Only one of them was on a passing play. The other 2 were penalties. Now 12 first downs. They've moved the ball up the field. 186 yards passing. 19 of 31 in the second half. Or I beg your pardon, on the game, but most of those in the second half. Let's see, do the math real quick. 14 completions on 19 attempts in the second half for 154 yards for Nicholas Sheehan. That's a much better half for him for sure.
And I know we keep talking about this, but he's doing this without his best weapon, Eric Fox, who's out for the game. He's really stepped up. Sheehan playing like a senior.
Well, the Beavers need someone on defense to help them out too. We'll see who that might be in a step-up scenario. Jake O'Connor, Ty Gallo back deep. Short kick. It'll be fielded by an Upman from the 30-yard line. Spinning toward the 36 for BW. That was Corey Pedrit. So the Yellow Jackets here with 2 things in mind. 1, protect the football. They've turned it over twice, once on a fumble, once on an interception. 2, kill as much clock as you can, because at the end of the day, this is still a 2-possession game. The Bluffton Beavers need stops, but the clock is definitely on Baldwin Wallace's side at this point with still 11:36 left in the fourth quarter. So Moglen and company come back out in what looks to be a passing contingent. Now they've run out of this a lot. They'll hand it to Reed right up the middle, and he is banged right at the 40-yard line by Brad Swabble, who just picked up his 11th tackle of the day to lead the team.
Isaac Reed, 5'8", 165. That was his 19th carry. Ignore the size. That is a tough young man. Most guys that size aren't your workhorses out of the backfield. He has definitely proven himself to be up to that challenge this afternoon.
2nd and 5. Reed again takes it, this time to the left. Scoots through 1 tackle, but the Beaver defense swarms at him. No gain on the play, maybe picked up half a yard at the most. And it brings up 3rd down and 5.
Be curious to see what the offensive coordinator next door to us, who we cannot see, comes up with a play. Moglen has been very efficient, 15 of 19, $196. Do you put the ball through the air, or do you stay on the ground?
3rd down and 5. Ball is on the 42-yard line. 10.5 minutes left in the game. Good pressure. Reed with the pass. He's got it. 1st down and more. All the way up to the 44-yard line of Bluffton. Great play design. As the defense rushed, they overcommitted, and then all Moglen had to do was dump it down.
Yeah, when you overcommit like that, if you give your quarterback 1 or 2 extra seconds, he's going to find that guy underneath.
So the Yellow Jackets on the move. 10-10 left in the ball game. They lead it 26-14. Trying to beat Bluffton for the 5th time all-time. The Beavers have no victories in this all-time series. 1st and 10. This time Reed up the middle. He breaks 2 tackles, and then pure speed just takes him inside the 20. How about that run? From the 43 down to the 19, a 24-yard gain.
Very impressed with the offensive line, the package they've used to open up holes this afternoon. Can't say it enough. This offensive line has done the job this afternoon. Now, they do have the size advantage, but still, they have opened up a lot of holes. They've done well in the pass protection as well. I would say efficient right now would be my word of the day for this offense. Highly efficient on all factors.
Moglen looking around. This is an option play, and he'll keep it. I think he made the right decision. He ended up picking up 4 yards. Everybody was committed to Isaac Reed. 2nd down and 6 with 9:15 in counting. I think it's safe to say if the Yellow Jackets can put 7 on the board here, that would probably be the backbreaker, because I don't know if Bluffton would have time to score 3 touchdowns unless they come up with at least one of those on defense with now only 9 minutes left. Slack wide left, Dunny, Wagoner, both wide right. Jones, the tight end to the left. The running back here is Isaac Reed. And now a flag thrown near the line of scrimmage. Play clock was at 8, so it was not a delay of game. They just called a delay of game on the defense.
Trying to affect the snap count. Something you never see called.
I was going to say, I honestly, other than knowing that existed, I don't know if I've ever seen it. Oh, my goodness. Wow.
That's the equivalent of trying to count cards at the blackjack table. You know, it's illegal if they catch you. It's okay if they don't.
2nd and 1, ball's on the 10. From the gun, Moglen will hand it off. No, he won't. He'll keep it. He is hit in the backfield a couple times before finally the white shirts gobble him up. And a loss of about a yard makes it 3rd down and about 2. Like counting cards, huh? That's not a bad analogy. It's not one I thought of. All right.
Well, you know. I'm a gambling man. You know that.
Alongside Ryan McNaughton, I'm Brendan Gulick. Thanks for tuning in on BWYellowJackets.com for the first time this season. BW would love to start it 1-0, leading by 12 points. 3rd and 3. Moglen finds Reed. He's got a 1st down, and he's down to the 4-yard line. Tackle made by Lincoln LaRoche. Defensive lineman saved 6 points with that stop.
Moglen made that play happen. Bluffton had all avenues covered, all their bases covered. That had to be a perfect throw. It's just a beautiful play. Beautiful read by Moglen.
7:34 and counting here as this drive continues on. Moglen's had himself an awfully good afternoon. Certainly one of the candidates for player of the game. He'll keep it here. Dodges one hit in the backfield, steps out of another, and finally gets back to the line of scrimmage. He's lucky he didn't lose a number of yards.
So far, we're seeing Moglen play smart inside the red zone. Remember earlier in the game, BW had the ball inside the 5, and he threw that interception when they were driving. Right now, you just want to see smart, efficient plays. Don't turn the ball over. Take some more time off. Get some points. I'm seeing Moglen, he clearly learned from those mistakes he made earlier in this contest.
17 for 21 today for 218 yards. All 4 of his incompletions were in the first half. Isaac Reed with 21 carries for 109 in this one. He checks out. Nolan Sordill with the handoff. Left side. He's up near the 2-yard line. It'll bring up 3rd and goal. The Beavers defense not giving in quite yet.
Good to see Sordill back in the game. He came off earlier with that injury. He's the big guy that you see down here inside the tackles.
Six minutes, 13 seconds remaining. And as BW wanted to do, they are just running clock. If they add a score here, now I think that's almost unquestionably a backbreaker. With 6 minutes left, you'd go up 3 touchdowns, but they have certainly killed an awful lot of time. 3rd and goal. Reed motions to the left. Looking that way and throwing it out of the back of the end zone was Tyler Moglen. So the clock stops at 5:47. That brings up 4th down, and I would imagine they'll try to kick a field goal here. Joe Simonis comes off the sideline. The sophomore booted in one. A fairly short distance field goal, just 22 yards in the first half. This attempt will be a 21-yard kick from the left hash mark in an attempt to make it a 15-point lead. The holder is the quarterback. The kick is on its way, and it's good. Joe Simonis with his 2nd field goal of the day. And the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets go up 29-14 with just 5:44 left in regulation. Well, since it's only a 15-point lead, it's still technically a two-possession game.
And give Bluffton credit for keeping BW out of the end zone. That gave them some life.
Today's Yellow Jacket football game brought to you by Medical Mutual of Ohio. Medical Mutual is a healthcare provider of Baldwin Wallace University. If you're looking to receive great healthcare, you can't go wrong with Medical Mutual. Also brought to you by the Cleveland Clinic Sports Health Division, the official healthcare provider for BW athletes. For the best in your care for your athletics injuries, the Cleveland Clinic is there for you. Call us at 877-440-TEAM or go online to sports-health.org. Baldwin Wallace will kick the ball away from their own 35-yard line as the clouds, which were thick and heavy in the pregame and in most of the first half, kind of giving way to some sunshine here as the afternoon rolls on.
It's Northeast Ohio, friend. You wait 20 minutes, you know it's going to change.
29-14 is the lead. The kick from BW down the field is a good one. It's returned from the about the 3-yard line up the far side of the field. This is Dustin Fisher with the ball, and he's up to the 26. So the Beavers need to go back to work, and they need to go back to work quickly. But prior to that, we'll have to wait for a moment. There is a Bluffton player down. And I believe that is number, well, I was going to say 83. But if he's wearing 83, I don't know how that could be 83 because there's no 83 on the roster. And he's undoubtedly wearing number 83. How about that? So I unfortunately don't know who that is, but we'll roll with it. Hopefully he's okay.
Fans, if you're checking us out online, remember, Yellow Jackets host Ohio Northern next Saturday afternoon, a 1:30 kickoff here at Trestle Field. It's the 38th annual Lee Trestle Shrine Classic game. And also remember, if you're looking to come back to Berea to celebrate homecoming and all things Baldwin Wallace, that is scheduled for Saturday, October 4th.
Well, I will definitely be here next week, and the question is, Mr. Dad of the Future, will you be here next weekend?
That is the $64,000 question. Yes. I hope to be here next Saturday. I hope to be here.
Ryan's wife is just about ready to give birth to your first child, if I'm not mistaken, right?
It is the first.
Very cool.
You remember I don't know if you've seen the movie This Is 40.
No, I have not.
For me, this is 40. 40 years old, first-time parent. I've been joking with everybody. A friend of mine from high school, a year younger than me, just became a grandmother.
Oh, my goodness gracious.
I'm a year older, starting out this crazy journey. So scheduled sometime this coming week. So I have learned that with parenting and becoming a father, you have given up all control of your life. You can make no plans. So while I plan to be your partner next Saturday, and I hope to be here, that's not my decision to make.
Totally understandable. Well, I suppose I really hope we get to work together, but I also really hope we don't. Best of luck to you and your wife moving forward. I know you don't, if I remember correctly, you don't know if it's a boy or girl. You didn't want to know?
Well, we want to. We just haven't. We've chosen not to.
Okay, all right. Very cool.
Let's be surprised. It's tough to be surprised in today's age of technology and media platforms. I mean, look at what we can do here on the internet. It's tough to be surprised with Twitter. So, this is something we're like, let's just wait. So, really looking forward to seeing what the next week and 50 years of my life awaits.
Well, congratulations in the making for the McNaughton family, no doubt. 5:36 left in our ball game today. 29-14 lead for the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets. Bluffton back out on offense. Sheehan needs to take some shots, and he needs to do it quickly. Looking for Donovan Brown there. The pass broken up by Kevin Krikora, the cornerback from Avon, Ohio.
And Sheehan's gotten away with that pass for most of the afternoon because he's put it in a perfect spot. That time he was underthrown, and that allowed Krikora, pardon me, easy for me to say, for that potential interception opportunity.
2nd and 10 from the 26. Sheehan from the pistol with 4 wide receivers. 5.5 minutes to play. He's down 15 points. Looking over the middle. He's flushed out. Throws on the run. He's got a man open. Caught at the 40. This is Tomlinson. Makes a move to the outside. Cuts back toward the 25. The clock stops while the chains will move. 5:19 left on an enormous pass and catch. But a flag is thrown all the way back at the 22. Oh, my goodness. I just now saw that. Oh. Holding on the offense.
That is a backbreaker. That was, Sheehan did a nice job looking downfield. That was a lapse in coverage, and had that pass not been underthrown, the receiver might still be running.
Instead of a 49-yard gain, it's a 10-yard loss because of the penalty. 2nd down and 20. Got to get to the 36. Ball is on the 16. Oh, man. Tough break for the Beavers. Shot themselves in the foot there. And the clock will continue to run. Sheehan from the shotgun. Floats it left. Incomplete. Micah Roberson, the intended receiver, and he was popped by the captain linebacker, Dan O'Brien, who I think might be my pick today for player of the game. O'Brien, from start to finish, has been one of the most noticeable guys on this defense.
Yeah, 12 tackles, 9 solo, 3 tackles for loss. That is not a bad choice whatsoever.
5:02 on the clock. It's 3rd and 20. Sheehan spreads everybody out. Only 5 in the box for Baldwin Wallace. Good protection, good block from the running back, but the pass intercepted. 34-yard line, the catch made by Kevin Krikora. Baldwin Wallace comes up with their first takeaway of the day, and Sheehan is left shell-shocked in the backfield.
Yeah, Dominic Brown, his intended wide receiver, stopped short. He stopped going on the play, and that really helped lead to that interception.
Senior Tom Iverson, a lineman from Wadsworth, Ohio, is down right around the 15 or 16-yard line. Everybody's going to take a knee while he is attended to. And John Snell will slowly walk out there to meet him as well. That was Austin Cordova, the player who had his helmet off, who's now running back to the sideline. So a sudden hush has fallen over the crowd, while the teammates of Kevin Krikora are all hugging him and patting him on the head. Good to see Tom Iverson running off under his own power. So Baldwin Wallace kicked a field goal that very likely put it out of reach. Then on the offensive possession from Bluffton, you thought maybe they would put something together with that long pass completion, but the hold brought it all the way back, and the interception by Krikora definitely puts this one out of reach. Under 5 minutes left, and the Yellow Jackets up by 15. The only way Bluffton's going to come back is if they get a defensive touchdown, and they need that soon. They're going to throw it. Moglen rolls to his right. He throws on the run, a completion down to the 13-yard line. Mike Wagner the catch. And the Yellow Jackets are not content with leading by 15 points.
Clearly, the offense still feels like there's some work to be done in this one. Here I'm thinking we're going to see a lot of Isaac Reed take some clock off. But here you go. The coaching staff's like, no. This is still a game. We still have some accomplishments to get to. Keep running the offense. Don't change.
Baldwin Wallace has to prepare for Ohio Northern next week. The Polar Bears, who are on a bye this week, will be well rested. Baldwin Wallace, at least at this point, without any major injuries. 29-14 the lead. It's 1st and 10 from the 14. Just over 4 minutes to play. Reed to the right side. Shakes and bakes his way down to the 10. Isaac Reed continues a day where he now has 22 carries for 113 yards. Clock is under 4 minutes. Moglen 18 of 23 for 237 yards this afternoon. I suppose I did mention Dan O'Brien would probably be my pick, but if it's not O'Brien, I don't think it's any other question. It's got to be Tyler Moglen.
Can't argue. I will be honest with you. On my sheet, I put Sean Hemlick I wrote his
Okay.
name down. I think he has dominated the offensive line and allowed Reed and Moglen to have those types of days.
Pick the left tackle. I love it. Reed up the gut. Good block by Hemlick, and he's down to the 5-yard line. You're right, Sean Hemlick has played his butt off on that offensive line and has basically allowed Tyler Moglen to feel virtually no pressure all day. As a right-handed quarterback, the second most important player on the offense is your left tackle. And excellent protection from Sean Hemlick and company today have kept Moglen upright almost all day. I think only 1 sack.
You got to show the big fella some love every now and then.
Absolutely.
I'm not a small man myself. You got to look out for your own sometimes.
3rd and 2 from the 6. 2:40 left in the ball game. Moglen runs the play clock all the way down. He's going to throw it. Pressured, throws to the right, high and incomplete. Michael Slack couldn't climb the invisible ladder high enough. Pressure on the play from Paul Schroyer, who had a sack last week. And the clock stops at 2:31 as the field goal unit comes back out for the Jackets.
Well, this is critical here, Brent. This will make it a 3-score contest. So this is a very big field goal.
The holder is Moglen. The long snapper, Luke Riemenschneider. On to kick it, Joe Simonis. It's on its way and good. Nicely executed. Simonis with a subtle fist pump. Pretty excited on a 3-for-3 day kicking field goals. John Snell congratulates his guys as they make their way back to the sideline. And what looks to be a opening week victory, John Snell would improve to 11-2 all-time in openers. He has guided this program now in his 13th season. Of course, Baldwin Wallace with a pretty strong athletic tradition, certainly in football. Finney Stadium always among the national leaders, too, in attendance. They were in the top 10 in the country last season. Have a great crowd on hand today and certainly a lot to be happy about.
Yeah, this is a facility that a lot of athletics departments, not just in Division III, would be envious of. Not only this stadium, but the facility behind us now, the Bob Packard building, $3 million of renovations. Friends of mine that went to college here, they lived there in dorms. And now you see what they've done inside. It is a stunningly gorgeous facility. There are a lot of programs that, these facilities are the envy of their eyes.
Baldwin Wallace with an 18-point lead as the ball is kicked off by Simonis. Returned by Fisher from the 5. A little bit of room to run. He finds his way up the middle of the field to about the 28. 2:23 left before this one is final. There is actually a flag down on the field on the far side. And we'll see if that penalty is assessed at the end of the kickoff or not. Unless maybe the flag just fell out of the pocket of the official. Well, it appears that may have been the case, but I don't know. Actually, there wasn't offsides, so they will re-kick. BW's John Cuss was offsides.
Well, he's going to get cussed out by his teammates because there is nothing worse on kickoff team than having to do this twice back-to-back.
Well, Bluffton needs a kick return for touchdown here. I don't think there's anything, any other way they can go about it. Hey, if you're going to get a second shot, you're probably going to get better field position. The deep guys are only at the 15-yard line. Wind has been blowing pretty strong all day, but kind of swirls around. And with the field level below street level here, it makes it harder for the wind to really play a factor. This is a bowl-type stadium. So 2:23 left in the ball game. Baldwin Wallace up 32-14. Here's the kick from Simonis. Everybody on sides that time. A good kick. Fisher again from his own 10. He's got blockers to his left. Across the 40 up to the 48-yard line. So the Beavers take advantage of the re-kick.
You know, I was hoping to pronounce this name, Seanquez Fry. I looked at the roster before the game. I'm like, Seanquez Fry had a heck of a block for Bluffton that helped spring that return. My day is complete. That is a fantastic. That's up for Baby McNutt and Seanquez. I'm going to put that in the running.
Seanquez.
I'm telling you, that is a sweet name. You kidding me?
We'll see what the missus says about that.
I'm going to tell you what the missus says about that.
4 wide receiver set. Rolling to the right. Sheehan hit as he's thrown. It's a deep throw, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Baldwin Wallace's Theodore Washington, but a flag is down at the 21. The official's hat came off, so the receiver ran out of bounds. Washington was excited about the pick, but does not appear to have the same positive body language that he did at the outset of the interception. Waiting for the call. And pass interference is whistled against the Baldwin Wallace defense against free safety Devontae Greer. So Devontae Greer owes Theodore Washington dinner at some point this week.
I would recommend the Buffalo Burger at the Oriole Cafe, if I don't say so myself.
Second plug of the ball game for the Oriole Cafe. 1st and 10 from the 46. Clock's at $1:59 and counting. Beavers down by 18 points. Baldwin Wallace on defense, a 4-3 look. Sheehan with a short pass. They're working the sideline here. It's caught by Tomlinson. That young man has had a very nice afternoon. That's his 4th catch, now 57 yards on the day. Micah Roberson, 10 catches for 67. Donovan Brown, 3 grabs for 44 yards. .147 on the clock. 2nd down and 5 from the 31. Sheehan from the shotgun, looks left, throws over the middle. That is a 1st down reception. Donovan Brown catches it just a yard beyond the 1st down marker. So it's enough to move the sticks. 1st and 10 from the 25. Sheehan and company trying to move quickly. Great block. Sheehan can throw it up to the left side. It's incomplete. Hard to tell if he was looking for Brown or his younger brother, Connor Sheehan. Kind of landed in between the two, but stops the clock with 1:29 left.
Sheehan 21 of 37 on the afternoon for 197 yards. That was coming off a 17 for 42 performance a week ago.
And a 5 for 12 first half with just 32 passing yards in the first half. Good thrown ball to the left-hand side. Another 1st down. Donovan Brown catches it. Baldwin Wallace kind of backing off a little defensively here.
Oh, it's a Marty Schottenheimer prevent-S defense right now. They're going to give up those 5-8-yard passes. They just don't want to give up the deep ball.
124 and counting. This one to the right-hand side, thrown incomplete. Looking for Tomlinson.
Now, to be fair, that play has kind of been the bread and butter for Bluffton, that quick 3 steps and out 4 or 5 yards at a time.
I think they need to open the playbook up a little bit more, though, here. We'll see. Brown to the left. Roberson, Sheehan, Tomlinson to the right. Nicholas Sheehan from the gun. The running back is Devontae Thomas right. 2nd and goal from the 10. Screen play to the right. It is tipped and dropped. Micah Roberson couldn't haul it in. And he's lucky that the ball came down quickly enough. Otherwise, that was a pick 6 for Devontae Greer, who could have made up for the fact that the pass interference ruined his teammate's interception.
Quite simply not a good play call. You need 3 scores. That's not the play you call. You have to get in the end zone now. You got to get vertical.
Sheehan on 3rd and goal. Looking right. He's got a man open over the middle. It is caught. Did he control it? Yes, he did. Touchdown, Bluffton. Jack Tomlinson with the touchdown catch, his first of the ball game. And the Beavers, I believe they're going to go for 2 here.
Theodore Washington got his hand on the ball defensively, but that ball had so much zip on it, it was still able to get to his receiver. But you can't fault the defense for it. He got his hand on the ball.
Tomlinson sort of brought it into his chest. when his backside hit the ground just inbounds in the backside of the end zone. Well, Baldwin Wallace has called a timeout here. They want to make sure they get the right defensive play. There's just 1 minute and 12 seconds left in the game. It's 32-20, so effectively what Bluffton needs here is a 2-point conversion. They got to get an onside kick, recover it, and come up with 10 points in about a minute span. You can do that with a touchdown and a field goal, but no matter how you spin it, giving up the touchdown after the fake punt that they did not get the first down on because of the hold, and then obviously going on defense to give up that score, I think that was the biggest swing in the game because the momentum that they had built was totally squandered.
Yeah, and it's our job to kind of say, what if, coulda, woulda, shoulda. Bluffton's after the game, they're not going to be thinking about that, but it is kind of enticing to think about it from our perspective. Boy, had they converted, had they kept moving down, how would that have changed where we're at right now in this contest? Regardless, you got to give Bluffton a lot of credit for coming out of the locker room here in half number 2 and showing a lot of moxie.
So Denny Dorrell and company will go for it here. 2-point try from the 3-yard line. It's a fake handoff. Sheehan throws across the formation, too high and incomplete. The pass was caught, but out of the back of the end zone. Donovan Brown couldn't keep his feet in bounds. So it remains a 12-point deficit, and that will pretty much do it with just a minute 12 left.
It's like one of those old wheel plays where everybody goes right. You got one receiver left. YouTube, Syracuse, Virginia Tech, 1998. I was there at the Carrier Dome, and Donovan McNabb, they ran that same play at the end of the game to beat Virginia Tech on national TV, and the place exploded. That reminds me so much of that. Quarterback rolls right, it's student body right, and you got the one receiver going left, and he's wide open. It's if run well, it's almost undefensible.
You made the comment about Syracuse. Your alma mater had a good ball game today, right?
They did. They took care of those nasty Chippewas up at Central Michigan. They got back on track. Ohio State got back on track this afternoon. Virginia Tech off track, beaten by East Carolina after what they did in the shoe last week.
Yeah, that does not reflect well on the Buckeyes. Hands team out there for the Yellow Jackets. Onside kick upcoming. It goes to the left-hand side. Oh, my goodness, what a hit. Roberson, who had been taking punishment all day, just delivered a jaw-smashing hit. What a job to hang on to that football by the running back, Corey Pedrett, who just took some frustration, I think, from the wide receiver for the Beavers, and that onside kick will definitely seal it.
Well, I think Corey just proved why he's on the hands team.
That's right.
Yeah, he has definitely earned his keep. You can hold on to the ball after a bone-crushing smack in the face like that. You've earned the team's respect.
Tyler Moglen lines up in the gun. Well, it's a pistol look. Isaac Reed behind him. He'll take the handoff to the right. Reed's got some room. He goes up across the 30 and down to the 27 or 28-yard line. So BW keeping it on the ground here with a minute left. The clock will stop for just a brief moment while the chains reset.
18-yard gain. Reed, unofficially, he's over 140 yards now on the afternoon.
1st and 10 will be from the 27 with less than a minute to go now.
5'8", a buck nothing, 24 carries. That is a tough young man in the backfield.
And he's got an offensive line that has given him lots of holes to run through all day, no doubt about that. So 1st and 10 from the 27. 10 seconds to get it off for Moglen. Running the clock all the way down. Here it comes. Reed again right up the middle. And the tackle made defensively by Trayvon Reeves. Short pickup, and that will very likely be the last play of the game with now under 20 seconds to go. So the Yellow Jackets will improve to 1-0. They'll win the opener. Bluffton unfortunately falls to